What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Jungle Gap. Today we're going to be doing a review on a Diana game that I played, where the main idea is going to be breaking down the fundamentals you need for a true 1v9 carry playstyle. This video is going to be pretty laid back, minimal editing. I'm just going to be kind of talking about, as well as, you know, stuff like mentality and what you're really trying to do. But first things first, we need to consider, the first things to remember is that it is a very selfish playstyle. So I've kind of done a little, you know, put things in a tier list of like, you know, mega selfish junglers, moderately selfish, neutral, and like playing for team. And any jungler that's in this category, you're just going to have to play in a way that is selfish. These champions, the reason why let me explain quickly why they're in this category. The reason why they're in this category is because they don't really function without gold. Actually, Zara can probably move down one. I don't know why Zara is there, because she can somewhat function without gold. A common trend you'll see with all these champions is that they basically don't have CC. They don't have utility. Yes, there's like a Bel'Veth W and like an Echo W and a Diana ult, but they essentially don't have CC, you know, Lily ult. So if you don't have gold and you're not doing damage, the champion is useless. So, you know, yeah, these champions, it means that you're basically going to be responsible. If you pick these champions, if you're looking to pick these champions, you're going to be responsible for winning or losing the game. That's just the way it is. If you don't want to be responsible for winning or losing the game, then you go down, right? Ivern is like a true selfless kind of jungler. You're not trying to like, you know, have 20, I mean, unless you're playing like AP or something, I guess. I wouldn't look at this tier list in like too much detail. Okay, this is just like kind of an idea to be like, well, on these champions, and specifically Diana, which I'm going to be showing you today, this is very important that we realize this. And if your goal is to climb, this is the reality. Basically, what this playstyle is all about is reading the map's information and letting plays fall into your lap. Now, this is most junglers how you should play. However, it's more important on these champions because it's so critical that you don't compensate or feel pressured to, you know, make plays, to do anything when the enemies are, you know, killing your team, when the enemy jungler is ganking your teammates. It's really important that you don't feel pressured like that. It's important that you hold your composure, because we have to also realize that the enemies are just as boosted as your team, and later on in the game, they're likely to make mistakes. What's really important is that we actually are strong enough to punish them when they do that. So you'll see in this Diana game, I don't even really play perfectly, to be honest, but it is a good example of this playstyle. The next thing is just never putting ourselves in a position to sacrifice our own agency. The idea is to farm and clean up kills. So a little bit about this again. Farm, clean up kills, don't compensate. Farm, clean up kills, don't compensate. Of course, there are going to be times where you can make plays. You don't always have to be cleanup crew, but that's the idea again. Avoiding dying is going to be a huge priority for these champions. When you die on these champions, just your nexus is kind of taking a dent. So avoiding dying, of course, again, important at every jungler, but these junglers are so, you know, gold and XP related. You know, any assassin jungler or any jungler that doesn't offer anything else to the team is going to be this. We'll keep referring back to the general fundamentals when we do this review. So the general fundamentals that we're going to kind of refer back to during the review, it's just keeping good tempo. Of course, important on every jungler, but specifically important on champions that farm very quickly, because you can get the most out of keeping good tempo. We're going to be talking about regular tempo versus spare tempo, which is just when to gank and when to farm. What kind of windows you're going to be trying to look for. The fundamental of match or trade. So this is very important, especially when your team is kind of getting owned. When you want to think, okay, should I go and match this? Or should I just maintain my agency and go and trade something? And then specifically in the mid game, the uptime, downtime. Spoken to it a lot about it before, but this is essentially the mid game figured out with uptime, downtime. We'll also talk a little bit about the gray area when it comes to uptime, downtime. And just quickly, before we jump into the review, I want to show you guys the Jungle Academy. If you're interested in getting coached by me, having your VOD reviewed for around 15 minutes, 3 times a week, the link will be in the description below. So let's get straight into it. So this is an Emerald game. As you can see, I'm playing Diana. The number one thing that you have to think about in the pre-game, right, is, you know, it's kind of 2 things. Where can I get a kill? So where's going to be volatile? Where can I clean up? And what's going to be the best for me in the game? So sometimes, you know, if there's nothing going on, right, there's no volatility anywhere. Raptor start is great, right? Raptor start is basically saying that I'm going to use my time that I usually have after a clear just on myself. But in this game, bot lane is kind of important. Bot lane is important because the enemy bot lane has a Thresh and an Ashe, and my bot lane is a Senna and a Tristana. So yeah, this game is already, you know, the bot 3v3 is already a little bit cooked, but to quickly explain what this bot lane matchup is and how it works, you know, the Thresh side of things is obviously going to look to gank. So they are the all-in lane, I guess you could say. So their win condition is to all-in the poke lane, because if you leave the poke lane alone, right, if this poke lane just gets to to push the tower. I'm not sure what side I was even on, but let's just say this is my bot lane. If the poke side is allowed to just push, usually the poke side and the range side will win. Will win that if they just get let alone. Of course, the other team gets the chance to all in and 2v2. But essentially each role of the jungle is, my role is to kind of cover. Enemy jungle's role is to gank. So whenever you see a matchup like this is how you can kind of look at it. But no matter what, you're always going to just play for yourself. That is the number one priority. And it's just the fact that I'm not playing for my bot lane. I'm playing on the fact that I think that they could be ganked, if that makes sense. I'm trying to make the most of the enemy being aggressive. Okay, so just running through. As soon as you see something like this, like an invade, right? You want to try and make the most of it. I think going for a top ward here would have been probably better, a bit smarter. But you just want to make the most of numbers. So already the game is giving me like information. So I'm just going to use it. Walk in, throw my Q here, and get a ward on the enemy jungle. This ward is super, super good. So it's going to allow me to track the Warwick. It's going to allow me to download him. And if he ever goes for these ganks, if he ever goes for these, you know, Warwick, notorious just for ganking, if I can track his jungle clear, I can track his camp spawns, and I can punish him when he tries to do something like that. So when you're playing this kind of champion against tanks, against ganking junglers, whatever it is, it's really, really important to do that. Here I'm just kind of, I don't know if I was actually going to start Raptors this game, but it is also good to have a habit of standing here until as late as you can, just in case someone just walks in. Warwick's not going to start my Raptors, but again, just habits. If it's a Kayn here, stay here, right? Stay here until you're sure, okay, he's not going to start my Raptors. So interesting thing here is that I think maybe I was going to start Raptors this game. But I definitely should play to part the bot and play to cover. But honestly, you can probably start Raptors every game as Diana and just play for yourself. I would not be against that. If that is, you know, someone I was coaching, if that's what they did, I'll be like, okay, fair enough. As long as you're thinking about yourself, it's all good. So as you can see here, Warwick starts, he started the bot side. He's doing his red side camps. So now we have him downloaded, right? This is camp mirroring. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So we know my 3 is his 3, his 2 is my 2, his 1 is my 1. So we've got him downloaded. And really make sure you watch where he goes. So with your, you know, literally pan your camera here. My ward actually, I think, dies here. But you want to know what he's going to do here. If he runs this way, his options are gank mid. Not really an option to gank bot, so his option is to invade me. Right? So it's really, really important that you're not just looking with your minimap. You're not just, your eyes are not just looking here. Your eyes need to be actually move your camera here and watch where his character actually goes. And I think in this case, my ward was, or his clear is just so slow, right? That my ward dies. So I don't know where he is. But I'm thinking about his options here. As a Warwick, right? If he's trying to play on my win condition, which is like my kind of game plan or Diana's identity is like a full clear jungler, right? So if I was him, I would be thinking, okay, well, he might try and want to mess that up. And so this is where you start to get into, you know, the invade mindset. All you need to do here is just ward your blue and just wait. Don't engage yet. Generally, when the enemy jungler is spotted on your ward, your team can have inside track and move first. Generally. Now, obviously, there's more details to invades and things like this we're not going to get into. But the best thing you can do, right, even if I didn't spot him here and I think there's it possible to invade, just drop this ward here, take this Gromp, pull it this way, pull it into the bush. Everything's good. I could probably even finish the Gromp before he finishes blue. Okay, but nothing happens. But I'm still going to do the careful option, which is take the Gromp and see what he does. The reason I'm taking Gromp here instead of blue is because this is still dangerous, right? If I go and start the blue, right? And he just circles back here. Whoever starts the camp loses. Whoever is on the camp, whoever's using abilities on the camp will lose. So I still need to play this situation. I still need to minimize the situation, which is where would I rather get jumped on? In this bush or this bush? If he tries to jump on me in this bush, of course it's much worse for him. Of course I'm closer to like my towers. Of course I'm in way less threat of dying. Okay, so we'll skim through now. So we're thinking about Warwick's decisions again here. Like after he shows bot side, he can't really stay around bot side forever, right? So we kind of know he's going to go to the top side, which is, yeah, nothing yet, but we're about to see pings and how you want to use pings. So as you can see here straight away, right? As soon as you have a pretty good educated guess about something, okay, we know Warwick has to be going top side because he's got nothing else bot side and he hasn't been bot side for a very long time. So you got to ping it. Ping it, and this is how you get full marks for pings. Okay, I'm going to play it one more time. Full marks is pinging the jungle, pinging the lane, and pinging Warwick in the chat. This is how you get full marks for pings. If you just ping, like spam ping danger on this guy's head, I'm telling you right now, he has no idea what that means. Maybe he does, but it's also kind of annoying just to spam ping on someone's head. You want to communicate with intention. You want to communicate, you know, like what you're actually trying to say. Because laners are not thinking about what you're thinking about. He has no idea where Warwick is. He hasn't been tracking. He's been CSing. He's got no idea. Okay, so why did we base here? Like, why did we just base straight away? And this is all to do with the regular tempo and spare tempo thing. So like after you do your clear, right? We know that our first spawning camp is going to spawn at 420. So generally when you do a clear, you're going to have 30 seconds of spare tempo. Okay, if we go back to the VOD here and we look at my 30 seconds of spare tempo, what did I have to use it for? Well, I had to be clearing a little bit slower, right? I don't have a ward. Well, I don't have a ward to play Steep Vision. So what you're trying to do with your spare tempo is either gank. So you do want to use your spare tempo here. So you do want to use this 30 seconds that I'm on the bot side. I want to use it for something, but currently there's nothing to really do. There's nothing to really do here. Usually if I had a ward here, I would go and place it here. But as soon as that spare tempo time is up, okay, as soon as you're like, okay, well, there's nothing to really take, which is around this time, 350 to 4 minutes, because it takes around 20 seconds to walk from here to here. I might be a little bit early in this case, honestly, but I just don't see any play. So I'm just going to recall. And you can use your spare tempo. I actually remember why I was doing it here. You can use your spare tempo here. So I can use the 10 seconds here before my topside spawns to play to counter gank the Warwick topside. If this makes sense. So that 30 seconds here, until this spawns at 420, my Krugs, my first camp, I want to use that time wisely. That's either ganking, blowing a flash. That is putting a deep vision. That is covering Aatrox on top gank. So for example, I would never, ever recall off of like my blue if my Gromp was up. Like let's just go back because I want to really explain this regular tempo and spare tempo thing. I would never like recall right here, right now, for example, because I know Warwick is top and maybe I can counter gank. Okay. This is where the regular tempo and spare tempo thing really, really matters. In your regular tempo, which is the tempo I am right now when my camps are alive, you only ever will go for something if it's guaranteed. So if Annie is 1 HP right now with no flash, I can skip this blue and go kill her because it's pretty much guaranteed I just flash E or flash Q or whatever and she dies. That's fine. But you can never ever recall here and go and say, I'm going to go counter gank this top guy. Unless you're like, I don't know, I think like maybe a challenger player could do this because there's a bit high depth to it. But this is essentially what regular and spare tempo is. Regular tempo, your camps are up. Only ever get off camps if it's a guaranteed kill. In your spare tempo, you can gank something. So for example, right here, right? If I ganked mid and burned her flash and I was still going to be on time for my Krugs at 420, that is a good play. But in this case, I want to use my spare tempo top to counter the Aatrox as I think it's the best play. Okay? But I'm never going to be late for these Krugs. Like as soon as I see there's nothing top, or maybe I think Warwick's not going for it, I'm thinking about doing Krugs. And then as soon as I see Warwick go top, I'm instantly reacting. Immediately. Okay, why do we immediately react here? This is going to be a little bit more about, because it's our regular tempo, right? So you may be wondering, okay, why react here then? This doesn't look that guaranteed. There's a few things. Okay, first of all, body language. They really look like they're going to go for this, okay? It looks like it. If Warwick turns around right now, okay, fine, I just turn around too. It's not that big of an investment. But I also know that Aatrox is a kind of champion that is pretty OP against melee champs. He can heal a lot. I know he can stall, right? I know he can stall. If he was like literally 1 HP here, I might not move. But I know he can stall in this case. So this is a bit of a judgment call. But you can make this judgment based off body language and having some knowledge about what Aatrox is like as a champion. So they commit for it. Very, very important here that you cut them off. So don't like run like this way to try and help the Aatrox or something. Make sure you cut them off. I could have probably cut them off even more here, to be honest. My pathing could have been a little bit better. I just end up committing the flash just to get the double kill. And then I spend a little bit of time here just to help Aatrox push. I just use my abilities and I just leave straight away. Because now he can finish the wave. In terms of pushing this wave, how do I know we want to push this wave? Because this wave is bigger than this wave. So if I just leave, I mean, I don't know. Aatrox could probably do it himself. But of course, it's better for my tempo. I mean, for his tempo that I just help him. If this wave was like way bigger here, it might be better for Aatrox to just base and I just don't touch the wave, because then he can just base and run back and the wave will be pushing towards him. So that's something to consider. When you gank a lane, if it's already pushing to the enemy, help push. If it's pushing towards you, don't push. Pretty much as simple as that. Okay, so now regular tempo, right? We're just going to be clearing down. Clearing down, make sure you're looking at lanes as you clear down. We're looking at lanes. We're looking at, you know, any potential guaranteed kills on our regular tempo. So we clear. Okay, my bot lane dies. My bot lane dies. So what do we do here? Let's see. I think I end up trying to do dragon here. Okay, so what is the reason I'm doing dragon here? My bot lane just died, right? Let's think about the information we have right now. Number one information, my bot lane died, so they have death tempo. They're actually going to get to the lane, and my Senna's actually going to get to me before the enemy bot lane, because my bot lane died. They have death tempo. The second reason is because we're tracking the Warwick. We know he's going to clear up. We know he's going to clear the top side. Guaranteed. So in this case, I'm actually skipping my Grump here, just to make sure I'm going to use the timing of my bot lane's death tempo to do this dragon. Also note that here, I bought a pink ward, I bought sweeper. So if we look back to when I bought on the first round, make sure once you use your trinkets that you buy sweeper. Make sure you also buy pink if you have enough gold for exactly moments like this. So I don't actually sweep here, which I should have. I should have swept this bush, walk in, pink the pit. Okay, and then ping everyone what you're doing. Constantly just ping what you're doing. You don't need to be annoying about it. You just need to tell everyone what you're doing. Hey, I'm going to do dragon here. Hey, can you help? Ping, ping, ping. Hey, I'm leaving here. I'm back pinging. Good luck. Okay. So they ward it. So I think that was... I'm not sure who that was actually. I think it was Thresh. But our educated guess, right? The death tempo, the advantages and the information that we're using leads us to this dragon. So now again, as soon as I'm on dragon, do I ping top here? Because I should ping top here. Whenever you're doing a play on the strong side, this is my strong side right now, right? Because I'm playing here. The weak side is open for Warwick. Because Warwick is not contesting here. Process of elimination, he has to be ganking top. So that inner tracking of the Warwick needs to be there. Okay, tell me I ping top here. Okay, maybe I thought that ward was his ward. I don't know. Interesting. Maybe I thought it was his ward because Thresh's death tempo was like... Or his tempo wasn't good enough to place that ward. But I think I should be thinking that Warwick is topside here, going for a top gank. And now here, look. I'm not basing yet, right? Because my cycle has not begun again. My Krogs are still a little while away from spawning. I'm not sure exactly how it is. I don't have timers. I just kind of play on instinct. I have this inner jungle timer instinct. I get spotted here running straight towards the red. And my red is also spawning. So this either might just be a red trade or I might get more. But I'm essentially just doing this because my Krugs have not spawned yet. I want to use more of my spare tempo. I want to use more time. This is also good because I still want to play around bot lane over playing around top side. I want to spend as much time in this area. This is the whole point of pathing to bot because I want to spend as much time here as possible. I want to spend as minimal time as top as possible because I want to be always in proximity to involve myself in the bot lane if anything happens. Even after they've already died, I'm still thinking like that. Okay, so new information I'm seeing. New information. I'm not basing right now. I'm going mid over basing to my Krugs. The reason for that is because information has come up. Annie no flash. I have ult. Time to make a play. I'm considering that this in my regular tempo, because this is considered my regular tempo right now, my camps are spawning. I'm considering that this play is 100%. It is true that worst case, I can just cross here. So it's not too bad. But it's like, you know, it's a good sequence here to just cross mid, go to my top side, and try and kill Annie on the way. I think I completely... this was the worst queue ever. So when you're already behind someone, don't throw your ability until you have to. I just thought that this guy was like not even watching me, I think. But I made an execution error here, which I get punished for just because I miss. Right? So I miss my Q. I don't overcompensate here by trying to kill him anyway, because if Warwick is anywhere here, could be trouble. So still playing safe, considering that Warwick might be topside. So here I'm sweeping in, right? I'm making sure that if Warwick is in this bush again, I'm sweeping it so I can be alerted from it. It's a little bit dangerous, a little bit scary doing the red here, to be honest. I think I should have done the Krugs first, but I guess I'm just fearless here. And you can see where the reason why doing Krugs first can be. It's the same reason again for the Grump and blue situation. You just want to do this, give the Warwick a chance to start your red, and then kill him when he started it. Same kind of logic. All right. So we're just clearing down now. Okay, so we're testing. I like to call this testing the waters on grubs. I'm expecting the Warwick to be bot side again as well. This is another reason, because the internal tracking is that I think he's going to be bot side, but however, he stayed here, right? So he cleared, then he stayed. So we can maintain tracking Warwick now because of this. Now, Mimic gets ganked whenever this happens, right? So beforehand, when I went to top, right? When I counter gank top, my play is that I still want to run here, but then I'm like, oh, he's dead. Like, then I just changed my mind. I'm like, okay, good luck, right? I'm not compensating here by trying to chase here. Okay, good luck. Keep farming. Make the most of your team being a distraction, essentially. So then I'm watching them. Are they coming here? Are they not coming here? Okay, I see Warwick is coming here. I am level 7. He's level 5, right? So let's see what I do. I kind of want to play it. I think, yeah, so this is one of my mistakes. I was level 7. I was level 5, but I wasn't thinking about the Thresh move. So my inner tracking of Warwick is there, right? But as you get to a higher level, right? As you play, I mean, this is only Emerald, so common that supports roam to grubs on grub spawn. So this is something where I make a mistake, right? And even myself, it's easy to make these mistakes, especially when your mental stack is thinking about other things, which is another reason why you want to try and reduce your mental stack as much as possible. Okay, important though, when you die like this, okay, just ask what's next. What's next, okay? So did they use ults? Did they use anything? Did Warwick ult? No, he didn't have ult. Maybe there's nothing that you can really take from it, but you're planning your next move instead of thinking about your death. I'm thinking here, okay, this is gone. What am I going to do out of base? Is the main thought process. So here I'm thinking, okay, there's nothing for me to take bot side. There's nothing for me. I mean, I probably could have traded his Raptors, to be honest. But sometimes there's going to be nothing to trade as well. So this idea of match or trade here, it's also because you can't trade when you already tried to match. So because I already was here, I wasn't already ready to match here. There's really no trade, if that makes sense. Because you need to be on the opposite side while they're doing it. It needs to be a 1-for-1. So they need to be doing this. Warwick needs to be doing this while I'm already on this side. And then if I see him do it, then I can trade. Because it's one move for one move. He uses one move on the grub. I use one move on the thing. But since I used my one move here and he used his one move here, now it's even. Like, the moves are even. Technically, if I was in his jungle here, the Thresh and the Warwick can come back and kill me. Something to consider. League is very turn-based. So now I see them make a second move, right? They use one move. This is one move. This is second move. Now I can. Now I can invade because they're using two moves. Now they can't contest on the bot side. I definitely should look to trade here. Okay, it's pink watered, so I kind of try and avoid it by walking around. Ultimately, you have to think, how many camps am I going to get? In this case, considering how fast the top play was made, right? He died. Thresh is already basing. I'm only going to have time to do one camp here. If I greed for both, I can get caught by Thresh and Warwick. So think about also how many camps you actually can take and how much you can trade. But the map will give you information constantly. The map will give you information constantly. You just need to be, you know, keeping up to kind of speed with the game and what's happening. So nothing to do again. So I think I'm just farming and playing for myself. And this is really where that fundamental of like, let plays fall into your lap comes in. Read map information, let plays fall into your lap. Keep good tempo, clear fast. I'm just reverse clearing now because I have nothing else to do. Okay, as soon as Warwick shows top, I have a look. Anything I can be interested in. Let's see again. Keep updating yourself, keep camera panning. Is there anything here? Okay, and now I see Warwick is going back to his Gromp, maybe. Okay, let me go check his Gromp here. Because he's given me information. He's given me something to play off here. Is he going to do this? No, he's not going to. Don't waste any time. I mean, I could have stayed there for like an extra second or something. Don't waste any time. Straight away, punish him again. So I'm 2 levels on this Warwick. Just on the fact that I'm tracking him. I'm tracking his camps. I'm tracking his tempo. I'm trading when he ganks something. Important that when you're on like a side, same reason here when I'm like doing the bot side in the red, you need to watch your proximity lanes. So whenever you're on a side, right, there's not really much point in me camera panning bot right now because I'm never going to be involved in this. You need to be looking at the proximity lane. So what is in your nearest proximity? So here I'm looking between mid and top, mid and top, mid and top. I guess I conclude that top, it looks easier than mid. So I'm looking to make a play. This time I hold my abilities. Like I hold all my abilities and I just lead with smite. So I've learned from my mistake. I walk up, then when I'm right in melee range, I press my Q. Okay, and then I just insta-base because I don't really want to hit towers. And in this case, I think they trade dragon, so I just accept the dragon's gone here. That's what I traded. I got the top gank, I got the top camps. It is what it is. Don't try and compensate here. Especially when there's dragon, it's 12 minutes, right? So the way dragons work, first dragon, if you try and take it at like six minutes, you don't have items yet. So these items here, like this dragon is going to die very, very quickly for them. First dragon is tanky. Second dragon is squishy. The reason the second dragon is squishy is because people have items and it's the similar health to the first dragon. However, on the third dragon, the health like doubles, but people don't have like late game items yet. So basically, first dragon is squishy. First dragon is tanky. Second dragon is squishy. Third dragon is tanky. Fourth dragon is squishy. Because it works, yeah. Okay, Warwick shows bot. I immediately just run to the top side. Okay, he's ganking. What can I do? Nothing. So I'm just looking again. What can I take? Okay, it is what it is. Make note of my team, like, you know, pinging flashes and stuff like that. And I'm crossing here. What did I cross here? Let me see. Well, I see Warwick here. And I think I can just steal his raptors. So just a little bit of information here of the fact that I know Warwick is here. I can take this fast. I see everyone. I guess Annie is a little bit of a question mark. Could have been a bit scary, honestly. I'm looking for a play here. This is regular tempo, but I'm playing off this Annie's body language here. Hey, he just walks forwards. Pick up the free kill. So read information, let place fall into your lap. Read information, let place fall into your lap. And then as soon as I use my ult here, I'm just back to farming. Straight back to farming. And I'll be interested to see if I do a full farm round here. Yeah, I just don't base. Run straight to my bot side. So you could base here. Alright. You could base here and go to your bot side. Either one is fine. And Diana is really one of those champions as well. Like, she's not completely ult reliant, but you do want to be in the idea of clear, make a play, use ult, reset. Clear, make a play with your ult again, use gold, reset. Got nothing to do here, so this is a really nice thing that you can do if you just have nothing to do, which is just recall in a bush behind your team. I know that the Ashe has no flash. It kind of looks sus. This is something you can also do a little trick. Just cast your recall and cancel. Cast your recall and cancel. Because instead of me just standing here and then having to cast my recall when I actually want to recall, I can just say, okay, I'm going to disappear right now because the Thresh went backwards. But since the Thresh went forwards here, right? Because this cost me nothing. This play here literally cost me absolutely nothing on the map. Maybe I could have like done something to counter the Warwick. But I'm essentially waiting for my Raptors anyway. So I'm fishing. And my ult's back up. So let's make a play. Ult, flash, like let's go. In this case, Thresh walks in. Oh, I guess it was nothing. That was interesting. I thought I got something here. Okay. Okay, so it's nothing. Unlucky. This time we commit to the recall. But you can see when I make plays like this, my camps are never going to be up. They're always going to be on spawn. Okay. So do I actually hit Rift here? Okay, I actually hit Rift here. That's surprising. I only think you should do Rift, or in general, right? It's the same thing again. My camps just aren't up. I probably should have looked for his topside camps though, if I were to play this again. As long as you're also decisive about these things, as long as you're like not like running back and forth and you're just decisively doing something, it's good. Okay, so it looks like I end up getting his topside anyway. Let me just go back here and see if did Warwick show bot. No, he didn't. But I guess I just have like, I'm strong. I have top, push. So this is absolutely huge. Okay, they spot me now. They can cross to me, so I just get out. Watching the mid play. Don't compensate, right? Your mid dies. Your bot lane's dying. Your mid is dying. Doesn't matter. Don't sacrifice our own agency. Don't compensate. Just minimize. So here I was only looking for like a fishing play again if they actually walk into me. So you can still have a level of creativity without compensating. There is a fine line, I will say. Sometimes you'll try and be creative and it will come off as like, you know, making a play. Not everything is so black or white in League. Farm the mid wave, keep farming. Okay, in this case again, play is happening. I'm letting plays fall into my lap. I'm having a look here. Okay, things look not that good, but my Aatrox is coming now. And I still do want to make a play here, and we have 3. I think this is a little... Oh, we got 1 kill. Yeah, easy. Just go for 1 kill and that's it. Then back up. Dragon spawning as well. That's good. So now there's a point in the game we're going to start talking about uptime, downtime. Okay? Uptime, downtime, uptime, downtime. So whenever you make a play and, you know, for example, this situation right here, you're always going to have 2 options to farm or base in the downtime. Because after you make a play, you get a kill, you get an objective. Generally, the game goes to downtime, which is farming or basing. So here, if I have a lot of gold, right? If I have like 2k gold, I'll probably base. If I don't have 2k gold, you want to, especially on these champions, because I have Nashers, because I'm really strong, I want to farm more here. So I wouldn't be surprised here if I just full clear the top and then sync up with my team's uptime, which I'll explain in a second. So look, when Senna bases, right? This is downtime because your team is not ready to all play the game. So this is perfect time to full clear. Perfect time to full clear. Okay, Senna ends up cancelling. So let's see what I do here. Aatrox ends up basing. Okay, Taliyah. So your team will mess up the tempo sync constantly. So just make the most of it. Okay, fine. I'll just farm. If you guys are not ready to play, I'll just farm. Now, when you overstay like this, right? When you overstay, I have 2k gold now, right? It looks grief, but just stay on the map now. When your team gets back on the map like this, it's literally about to be uptime right now. So this is uptime. I think I go for a play top, which is a bit of a limit push, you know, just testing. Okay, can I actually kill this Mundo here? I've got 2k gold in the bank. I have Rift, so I'm also thinking about where I want to use Rift. This was just a limit test. I don't actually think we end up killing him here. So even if we didn't go for Mundo here, I should always still walk in. It's also about protecting waves, which is also why I did this play. But you want to push top in, and you want to keep playing uptime, and you want to take these camps. Uptime. Example of uptime. Skip, skip, skip. Okay, my team has a random fight. Doesn't matter to me. I just take the mid wave. Don't compensate. Actually, maybe I die here. I think I'm a bit close to them. Okay, I don't die. Needed to be a little bit more respectful there, I think, because Mundo could have been topside. So there's this edge that you can kind of play on. So in this case, right, I have nothing to farm, and I'm about to play on my team's uptime again. So when Senna comes out of base here, when Aatrox spawns and comes out of base here, we're about to go straight to uptime. So that's downtime again, straight into uptime here. So here I'm going to look to protect waves, number 1. So when you're coming out of base here, right, and you have no camps up, you want to protect these waves. I'm looking to use Rift here or here. I'm looking to play the game. I'm not looking to like, right here, if I went back to my camps here and just full cleared, it would be really bad. It wouldn't be good to do that. And I do it. Interesting. Yeah, this is not a good time to farm camps. I should be killing this Annie. This is actually just a straight up mistake. I should be killing this Annie here, and I should be rifting these towers. Or I should at least be rifting mid or something right now. I should be doing something. Kill Annie or something, yeah. I guess I'm still falling to... This is why there's like kind of a gray area between your judgment. So if you feel like you can make a play here, you don't have to play uptime and say, hey, Coach Leo said, I have to just force something on my uptime. I have to just start this and this and this. At the end of the day, it's going to become a judgment call. I definitely think I made the wrong choice here. I definitely think I should kill Annie and take this tower and push this and rift this. Because I see everyone on the map. Like, I see literally all the numbers. Maybe I don't see Warwick, but the tower's 1 HP. But this is the gray area. If you don't think you can do anything, even on your uptime, it's about what we talked about, which is reading the map's information. So if you don't feel like you can do anything, read the map's information. You see the problem with me not making a play bot is that I can't do anything here. If I was making a play bot, at least there'll be a trade. We kill Annie, we take this tower, we push this, we take this. So mistake. I'm boosted. And it's fine to, you know, make these mistakes, right? Okay, I'm kind of griefing here as well. I should just be backing up. So when Tristana dies, we should be in the mindset of just minimizing. So this is minimizing here. There's no matching. We can't match. There's no trading. We can't trade. I don't know what my Taliyah is doing. I guess we make a fast play. How come we could do this? Did they show numbers anywhere? Not really. Honestly, not. Also, even not that much of a... Not that great of a play because they could have had numbers mid. And I actually, yeah, I mean, this round was just terrible for me. This round was just straight up terrible. So, something to learn from still. Even though, you know, it looks like, you know, I have 200 CS at 20 minutes. It wasn't a good round at all. It was not a good uptime at all. I failed this uptime round. Okay, so let's see next round. Team ends up cleaning up anyway. Okay, cool. This time we go straight to the uptime. Yeah, and now when everyone recalls, time to farm. Now uptime again. So, okay, at least in this case, right, I'm skipping my camps here. I'm not like farming here. I'm playing uptime. My team, when I talk about uptime, by the way, it's like your team being on this line and pressuring things. So if your Mundo, if your Aatrox is pushing top here and they like 3-man gank him, just like what happened to the Triss before, if you play uptime, you're in range to like trade for something. Okay, so a big fight happens bot. And so before we watch this team fight, it's like everything that you have done so far in the game, even though I made that mistake, everything that you've done so far in the game is leading to this moment where you're really, really strong and you punish the enemy for doing something stupid or for being out of position or making a mistake or whatever it is. So this is what it's all leading to. And this is like how you carry essentially. This is the carry like performance. And just make note here as well, when you play things like Diana, when you play things like, you know, the list that I had here, when you play any of these champions, you want, not Zyra, I don't know why Zyra's here, Zyra should be down. When you play any of these other champions, you don't ever want to be the focus of the enemy, okay? You want the focus to be on the team, which is why I say kind of clean up, but it's more so like you don't want to be the focus. You want them to be focusing someone else. The Aatrox is stalling. This is perfect. Perfect situation, come in from the side, clean up some kills. Back to the uptime, downtime. So also when enemy are dead, always just look for enemy camps, right? Always just look for enemy camps. I think I don't go to Krugs just because there's more density here in terms of my camp, so I can just go here instead of having to like queue here and then run all the way here. I'd rather just farm all my camps. If it was both camps, I probably would have stayed there. Okay, so downtime. I like the downtimes, I guess. And you should like the downtimes as well, because this is when you get all your farm. This is how you reach these numbers of the 240 CS at 23 minutes mark. Shouldn't tunnel on it. You shouldn't do what I did in the last round, which was farm when I should have played uptime. But this is how you, this downtime concept and keeping good tempo early game is how you reach these situations. Okay, so now I'm basing. It was a little bit late. I should have been basing for uptime, but at least me and Senna are syncing together, which is good. All right, okay, straight uptime. Boom. Another great example, right? Look at the tempo line. So if they gank my Taliyah here, I'll be ready to trade. If they gank mid here, I'll be ready to trade. If they show 4 people top, my Taliyah, my bot lane will be able to play. Do not farm camps here. I'm surprised I didn't with how greedy I am in this game. So this is kind of the point as well where you need to watch where the enemy is showing. So this is like the last thing, and especially when you close games out. What teams, especially in high elo, will do is like they know the game is kind of cooked. So they'll try and like stack a bush here while you try and walk in for vision. So just wait until people show. There's 2 people showing right now, but there's still 3 people and they have a Thresh Warwick. I think even here I'm being a little bit too fast, but at least I'm respecting it somewhat. Now when Thresh shows, we can walk in. So Thresh shows, we're still playing kind of scared or kind of like, you know, safe. I'm telling my Aatrox, say push because we need to be pushing. I'm telling my team what to do because you want to try and get vision control in the enemy jungle. Even though there's nothing to even do here. Okay, my Aatrox just he's kind of griefing a little bit because he's not pushing. Okay, we just play for 1 kill here in the end. This is the point of uptime as well. The point of uptime as well is to protect waves. So back here, the whole reason I'm in the jungle, if I just skip backwards a little bit. Okay, what did I even just do? I just hit M. Oh no, there were spoilers. The reason why I'm even in the jungle here is to protect these waves. If anyone shows here, we go kill them. If anyone tries to take this wave like Thresh did aggressively, we kill them. And hopefully you can also farm camps in this time as well. If there's camps up here, this is when you take them. My Aatrox is kind of griefing here by not pushing top, but it's all good. Okay, so we get the kill on Thresh. It's still uptime. Thinking about getting tier 2 towers here, so we really want to get top tier 2 tower. So I'm pinging the tier 2 tower. I'm just saying, okay, let's just get this tower. Then we just want to back out. So Tristana died, right? Immediately here when we're taking this tower, we're thinking, okay, don't push for more. Don't like do anything. Don't do anything silly. This is the int time. This is downtime. And we end up dying because we're sitting on a pink or something. Enemy are getting desperate here. We should never sit in this bush. This is the worst time to die in the game. This is when you always want to try and just base. They did use a lot though. I guess we end up cleaning up as well, but Because the reason why it's so important to not die in this round, because of what I've been saying the entire time. When your Tristana dies here, if I didn't die here, let's just pretend. When your Tristana dies mid, you literally have 42 seconds. You literally have this amount of time to just full clear all your camps. So the most OP thing about like the whole understanding downtime and understanding when is a really bad time to die is knowing this and not dying here. Yeah, we overplayed this. We thought that we were trapping them, but they actually didn't have a pink. She actually just pinked it and went for the play. Yeah, they were desperate, which is a good play from them. This is what you should also do if you're on the enemy team. If you're the Warwick and the Annie this game, you should really try to punish people in that situation. Like, you know. All right, and now we're kind of coming to the close of the game. We're going to keep just mentioning uptime, downtime. We're going to really talk about how to actually close games out, especially when you have Baron. So here I'm just doing some camps until my team gets into position. So until my team kind of gets to here, and until this wave gets to here, you can do some sneaky camps. Maybe I felt bad about dying before, but we should go uptime now. Okay, so let's go uptime. Protecting waves, walking into the jungle again, being a bit safe here. Okay, I see no one here. I guess I'm testing my limits again. Still can't kill him. Maybe I could have killed him if I held Q. So we're playing uptime, okay. Someone dies instantly, so what should we do? We just back off. Let your team die. This time, I don't think I die, which is good. Don't die here, don't die in the downtime, don't compensate. And immediately here, I just go to trade. So, okay, whatever, Baron's gone. So actually, there's still more interesting stuff in this mid and late game, because also our objective is our main win con is Dragon. So I think this is a pretty easy thing to say, but we wouldn't have been able to get this right. I mean, maybe Tristana could have solved it. If I compensated at all, even back at this point, if I tried to fight here, we would not get this soul, and it's possible to lose the game then. So the same idea of when someone gets caught, don't compensate, go trade. Okay, we get the Dragon. Downtime again. So we're just farming. Farm. Okay, I'm basing a little kind of bad, but it also is this lull. Sometimes in games when you break all tier 2 towers, okay, bot lane tier 2 tower is still up, so we should be playing for that tower. They have Baron though, actually. Actually, when the enemy team has Baron, it changes a little bit. You kind of just have to just chill and wait, because you can't actually push lanes. I mean, my Aatrox is not pushing for some reason, so I just pushed up. When someone is not pushing, and I realize that this game as well with this Aatrox, when someone is not pushing, you can push yourself. Because the whole idea of pushing this is to make the enemy, like the Mundo, show top. And when you push lanes, for example here, if you look at the map control before and now, right? I mean, this lane is still going actually. Just pushing this lane literally gives us control. You see our vision line, like this is how much of the map we can control now. Just because I pushed that wave. And if you look before, if I don't push that wave, the map seems so much smaller here. The map seems more like this. Right? The map seems much smaller just because I don't push that wave. So pushing waves, especially in the late game, obviously I had no camps here as well to do. Super important. Skipping forwards, I'm still pushing lanes. I think we're getting to the end result here. Playing uptime, not going back to our camps, playing for vision. Playing for bot tier 2 now, so I'm really pinging it. I'm trying to IGL, which means in-game lead my team. Always have an objective in mind, so even when there's nothing to do, tier 2s are something to do. So play for them. Playing uptime again. Just sitting in their jungle, fighting. Because I want to play for this tier 2 tower. And the last thing I'll also end on, just in general in League, is like, don't try and win too hard. So like, if they are defending something, if it's not possible to get something, don't try and win too hard. The amount of times I see, you know, especially in elos below, like even master tier, people try and end the game too quick. And it's just a lot harder to end the game in general, especially if the game is like close like this. Somewhat close. And I think this last thing is just about, you know, it's the same thing again about when you've done all these good things and you haven't compensated and you're 330 farm at 32 minutes and you have the items that I have, you can make these team fight, you know, the whole point of jungle and these champions is to get fed, and then make the difference. Be the difference in a fight. That's all. We'll wrap it up. Hopefully it wasn't too long of a review, but yeah, like I said, I wanted this to be unedited, kind of raw review. Yeah, that's it.